everybody, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the new movie, Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. So this is the third movie in the Fantastic Beasts franchise, and in this movie, Albus Dumbledore still can't fight Gellert Grindelwald due to his, due to this blood pact they made. So he recruits a group of people to try to unthwart Grindelwald's plan and battle him and everything, and stop him from taking over the wizarding world. And this team is led by Newt Scamander from the first two movies, and also includes Ilvermorny Charm's teacher, Professor Lally Hicks, Newt's brother Theseus, I hope I said his name right, and Yusuf Kama, a French wizard, and Newt's assistant, Bunty. They're trying to stop Gellert Grindelwald from using the corpse of this dead creature to help him win this election that would help him take over both the wizarding world and the muggle world. This movie is pretty decent. I think that most of the cast are once again really good in their roles. I think Jude Law is much better as Dumbledore in this movie than he was in the previous one. I really liked him a lot better in this one, but I think that also just comes down to Dumbledore just being better written in here and given much more to do. Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander is once again perfect in the role. He once again kills it. And all of the supporting casts that are brought back are once again great too. The new additions are pretty good. In their roles as well, especially. I really liked Jessica Williams as Professor Hicks. I thought she was a really likable character, and she did a really good job playing her. And I thought that Yusuf was a pretty good character too. But he was him and Professor Hicks are both a little underdeveloped, but they're still pretty good characters. They're likable and stuff, and work for this movie. They're likable enough that you care enough about them. And Ezra Miller is once again pretty decent as Credence. I think he's actually better in this one than he is the first two movies. He doesn't have a whole lot to do here either, like in the first two movies, but he still has a pretty big role in here, and is once again pretty cool as the character. I don't really care for Ezra Miller, but as far as his performance in this movie goes, he was fine, and his character it's still fine. He's never been one of my favorite parts of these movies and stuff, but he's okay. I personally don't think Ezra Miller should be in this movie. If they're gonna fire Johnny Depp, Ezra Miller should have been kicked out a long time ago as well, but I'm trying not to get too much into that and just focus on the movie itself, because there's a lot of production problems with this movie that made me almost consider not even seeing it at all and everything, and that comes mostly to them recasting Johnny Depp with Mads Mikkelsen. And I will say Mads Mikkelsen did the best that he could with what he had to work with. I think that he was alright as Grindelwald. I don't think he's near as good as everybody is saying he is. And part of that also is I do have a bias towards Johnny Depp, because Johnny Depp is one of my favorite actors, and I personally loved him in the role of Grindelwald in the first two movies and everything. He wasn't in the first one very much, but he was in the second one quite a bit, and is one of the reasons why I love that one as much as I do, because he just is really great as Grindelwald. And I was so ticked off when they announced that they replaced him and stuff. In fact, it made me so mad. This is the first movie in the Wizarding World franchise that I didn't see in the cinema, because Warner Brothers doesn't deserve my money after what they did to Johnny Depp. And I only watched this one because I got to see it for free, because I checked it out at the library. That's literally the only reason I've watched it and am reviewing it right now, is because of that. But I can't really talk about this movie without addressing the reason why it's taken me so long to see it. But I will say the movie was pretty good, though. It was about as good as I expected it to be. And I think it's about on par with the other two movies. These Fantastic Beasts movies aren't necessarily the best Wizarding World movies ever. They're definitely not even close to as good as Harry Potter or anything like that. But they're still fun times, and it's fun getting to go back to the world of Harry Potter and stuff, even though they're convoluted and have a lot of issues with the stories. All three of them do have their problems. They're still entertaining, and I still get enjoyment out of them. And this one was still a pretty good story. I like that they actually focused a little bit more on the relationship between Grindelwald and Dumbledore, although I think they should have focused on it a lot more. And these movies, I've heard people mention this before, and I can't really say I disagree, that these movies don't really know what they want to be as far as the tone of the movies go. Like they have a lot of pacing and tonal issues as well, which sucks. But all in all, I think that Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore was a decent enough time. The visual effects are once again as good as you would expect from a movie out of this franchise. It has top-notch special effects on the creatures, and I like the new creatures we get to see in this movie, although they're not quite as good as the ones in the first two movies. You got this little deer thing, I can't remember what they called them, but it's this little deer thing that they're having to protect from Grindelwald, and it's kind of a cute little creature and stuff. But once again, the creatures that stole the show were the Bowtruckle and what's it called? The Niffler. I almost forgot what it was called. The Niffler and the Bowtruckle were both the highlights as far as the creatures go to me. I just love them. They're so adorable and have kind of become lovable characters in their own rights in this franchise. But all in all, I think this is a pretty decent movie in the franchise. I will say that it's not my most favorite, and I hope it's not the last one, though, because it did kind of leave off with making you want more and stuff, because this is supposed to be a 5-part series. I hope they go through with making the next 2 movies, since this one pretty much flopped and stuff. But it kind of got what it deserved, though. Them replacing Johnny Depp really hurt the movie and everything, because this movie would have been probably my favorite in the franchise if they didn't replace Johnny Depp, because it was a really good movie and really entertaining. I feel like Grindelwald is just not a very good villain anymore. They took away the intimidation factor when they recast Johnny Depp and stuff, and everything. I just don't really like that about it. But that aside, I enjoyed the movie for what it is and everything. So I'd say I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's not near as good as the other movies, but it's still entertaining enough, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's terrible? Or are you even going to watch it because of the Johnny Depp situation? If you don't, I don't blame you whatsoever. I'm too big of a Wizarding World fan to fully give it up, but I'm not willing to give all my money on it and everything because of what they did to Johnny Depp. So, but I think it's a fine movie in the franchise and everything. So let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.
Hee hee hee!